What's up, everyone? I am Allie Love, and welcome to the Basics of Bossing Up, where we discuss basic principles in order to create a life that we want. Today, I want to talk about Smartcuts. Now, in a previous Bossing Up video, I shared my first ever TED Talk. It was a TEDx, and I opened up and told you guys how vulnerable and nervous I was in the moment of sharing my story. And one of the things, which is something I truly believe and I implement in both my personal and professional life, that I highlighted in this talk was Smartcuts. This concept of making or eliminating things out of your lives or off your to-do list or, just out of your way in order to meet your objective faster. And what I mean by this is no way in shape or form a shortcut. I'm not asking you to kind of take a shortcut to make things happen faster. But I think that what I am highlighting is the importance of having a strategy. There's a lot of greatness that comes out of being thoughtful and strategic. And in order to be both of those things, you have to eliminate things that are in the way. For example, I give you guys a basic thing that I always do, and maybe some of you do this as well. But I remember being in college, and I would have to do a paper. And the paper was due probably the next day, or I'd have to edit a paper, and the paper was due the next morning, and it's late at night. And instead of getting into the work of it, I'd start cleaning my dorm room. Or I'm like, you know what I need to do? I need to mail someone this. I need to return something that I ordered offline. So we kind of start doing all those things that we don't necessarily need to do in order to set ourselves up for the things that we really need to do. And as a business owner, a young professional, and someone really trying to grow themselves in a big city like New York, that ain't gonna cut it. And that's the truth. So when you sit down and you make your list of things to do, whether you're a mom at home, that's a full-time job, or creating a business, or working on a relationship or a friendship, or just like growing your career vertically. When you create these lists of things to do, in order to just get to the point, you actually have to pick out the most important thing, the thing that probably scares you, the thing that takes more people to be involved, the thing that probably takes a little bit more energy to get done, and attack it first. Everything else you can cut off your list for now. I'm not saying just to put one thing on your list, although I do believe in that. What I am saying is when you sit down to make this list, or you think about a project or something that you're working on, instead of kind of working or starting with the sides, I want you to go to the main event. I want you to start with the entree. And in doing so, you're able to expedite the process, troubleshoot a little quicker. There's always a saying, usually in Silicon Valley, is kind of like this thing of, fail fast. So you're able to kind of figure out what's going wrong right away. Another thing to highlight is that you kind of overcome your fear. When you think about it, any of the times that we don't attack the biggest or the most important thing in a relationship or in a conversation or in a project or in a business that we're growing, it starts to build up like anxiety within us. It starts to affect every other area of our lives. And in making a smart cut, you want to kind of eliminate all of the extra stuff and attack and basically eliminate the fear that can be created and attack the main thing head on. So I encourage you to make as many lists as possible. I encourage you to sit down and be strategic and be thoughtful. But most importantly, I want you to eliminate or at least put off until later the things that aren't a priority and that aren't adding to your objective and that aren't making waves. And I'm not saying a clean house won't add to your creativity of getting a project done, but it can derail you from getting things done in the time that you need to get done. It can add additional stress. It can take away some of the value and quality that you can put into this project or into this conversation because you're pressed for time. So I just wanted to flesh out Smartcuts a little bit more. It's something that I do. I also make a list of things that I shouldn't focus on. So the list of to-dos, I also have a list of don'ts, and that eliminates and it creates room for those Smartcuts. Remember, this is an open dialogue in the basics of bossing up, so I want you to share what you think. You can agree, disagree, but always share insight in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you later.